Are any of y'all wanting to go to the leadership conference on October 10th through 12th? It's in Grayson County. It's gonna be super fun. They're getting hotel rooms.
Can't do the whole weekend, sorry.
No,
Yeah, I can only work weekends, so.
no, you don't.
Yes, I do.
So it might just
I'm up
be-
there. I'm up there with my partner.
I'm going there.
Yeah, it might be something, if you could give them, is it a possibility for you to go to Sulphur Springs and have them pick you up there? Or to go to Paris?
Paris is like double.
Yeah, but you could say that you prefer for them to pick you up here in Greenville, or at the very least, you could go to Sulphur Springs for them.
Yeah.
I'd give them that option. Let's see, so, let's see, don't forget that our next big event, well, we got 3 big events. Our next big event here is October the 8th. I think that's the first Wednesday in October, or second Wednesday in October. It's October 8th, I think. Okay, so October 8th will be orientation for PTK. So the people who are not officially members and will be getting a letter from Dr. Anglin saying you are eligible for membership, excuse me, in PTK. Please come to the meeting on October 8th at 12:30 in room 124 in Greenville to hear all about it. So what we'd like is for those of you that are members to be here and to pitch in and say something about what we're talking about. We have an orientation type of thing, and it's like most orientation programs, it's okay.
Do we have a PowerPoint?
It's a PowerPoint.
That's exciting.
And you know, with me with PowerPoints, I will ad-lib a lot.
Do we have sound effects?
Sure. So, but I mean, it's the type of thing of saying how to get to the webpage, what scholarships are out there, that sort of stuff, just to
There's
try to
like
get
2 right
people
now.
interested.
I think there's like 2 scholarships right now that end October, that you let they end in October 10th or something.
Something like that. So get your applications in ASAP. But that will be October 8th in this room at 12:30. So that'll be the next big thing. And then the following Saturday, I guess it's the 17th. I'm trying to do this on the top of my head. I think it's the 17th, somewhere in there. 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th. One of those days, pick a day, whatever the Saturday may be, will be the induction. So if you have not gone through the induction for Phi Theta Kappa, you are welcome to. You do not have to go through induction in order to be considered a member. It's the type of thing that if you want to impress your friends, family, enemies, somebody, then you show up and say, hey, I'm being inducted, come. And it's going to be on the Paris campus. It'll be in the ballroom of the Student Center. I think that's where they were leaning. It'll be at 6:30 on that Saturday. So that's the 18th.
Are you going to be there?
I will be there for that.
Should we go?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's always good. If you can make it, it's great if you're a member just to, if nothing else, if you can come, if you recognize people who show up for the induction and they're from this campus, do kind of some sort of signal or whatever to me, and it's like, that one's Greenville, that one's Greenville, so we can try to get on to them, and if we can get them brought in at the very beginning when they first join, then we can, it's more likely that they'll attend our meetings, etc. So if you do recognize people at the induction, you do not have to go to induction, but if you have been a member for a while and have not gone through induction, you're welcome to go through induction. It's something, again, it's not as formal as what you went through in your high school honor society. If you went through your high school honor society induction, it's not quite that formal, but it is a pretty nice service. You get to light a candle. Don't burn anyone with it, but you get to light a candle, and you get to take an oath of allegiance to Phi Theta Kappa and your advisor. And so basically that's it. And the other big thing, if you will start now, this would be awesome. October 31st, Halloweeny. We are doing trick or treat on the square in Greenville.
So it is on that, what, Friday?
It's
Is
Friday
that day?
the 31st. and it will be 4 o'clock-ish neighborhood guessing right now. I think it's going to be 4 o'clock-ish. But we will pass out candy to the urchins. We're normally on the northeast corner of the square. If you know where you go to get your registration for your car and all that, where you do that payment, that building, we're normally on that corner of the square. So the northeast corner of the square. I'm not familiar enough with Greenville to know what the street names are, but and it's something that you'll probably need to park maybe on this campus and walk down. Well, not quite that bad. But if you want to park anywhere in the vicinity of where we're going to be, get there about 3:15, 3:20, so you can get a parking space. Because there will be literally thousands of little kids filling the square asking for candy. So to go along with that, if you can help us out, go to Dollar General, go to Dollar Tree, I don't care where. But if you see some candy that is on sale and you think it's appropriate, it needs to be individually wrapped. So we can't just reach in and grab a bunch of Lifesavers that are unwrapped and give it to them individually. If they're individually wrapped Lifesavers, that's cool. But we need to have individually wrapped candy. I would not go for the full-size bars. Get, like the fun-size bars or whatever candy it may be. The more candy we have, the better they're going to like us. I hate to say it that way, but the better they like us. Because when you run out of candy, no one comes to see you. It's amazing how quickly word gets around, oh, they don't have any candy anymore. And it just your area vacates and it's this big black hole in the middle of the square. So if you will buy a bag or two, whatever the spirit moves you to buy. I'm not asking you to go out and buy $50 worth of candy. No. I'm not asking you to buy $25 worth of candy. No. Probably not even $10 worth of candy. Whatever you feel comfortable as far as contributing. Now, if you feel comfortable contributing $50 worth of candy, go for it. But I am not requiring, asking, demanding of you to do that expense, okay? And we were talking about if we wanted to do some kind of activity/game where if the kids come up and they participate in the game, then we give them candy, or we just do it the easy way, and we just pass out candy.
I like the cornhole game that you were talking about.
Okay. Yeah.
So that'd be easy and easy to clean up.
Is anybody a good artist? Uh-oh. They're pointing at you. Are you a good artist?
Mediocre.
Okay. Do you think if you went to our website and got the official dragon, could you do a stencil of that dragon?
Possibly.
Okay. Because it might be cool if we took a stencil of the dragon and had it so that the mouth of the dragon was over the hole, and then they would try to throw the beanbag into the mouth of the dragon.
Would you paint it on the thing that you're throwing it in?
Mm-hmm. But what we need is some kind of stencil outline drawing of a dragon to put on that piece of wood.
Would we tape it on there?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure. But I mean, just something, I think that'd be cool for PJC, and as long as we do it with the official dragon, we'll be okay. You knew there was an official dragon for PJC, right?
Yeah, you covered it last week. Oh,
Yeah.
2 weeks ago, yeah.
If we do not use the official dragon, I get fired. So we will use the official dragon for PJC. You are more than welcome to dress up in costume. You do not have to. But if you would like to dress up in costume to get in with the theme of Halloween,
I just had an idea.
I thought I smelled
We dress
something.
up as drag?
No, you know how we're talking about doing the food drive for Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
What if we asked, the city of Greenville to put something in the newspaper to bring cans to the Halloween thing so we could start collecting then?
Probably, but
They're going to deal with kids, carry more stuff. I mean, I've seen parents that they have to deal with. It's a big deal.
And there's going to be literally 2,000 to 3,000 kids in this square.
Ew.
So it's a great idea, but I don't think it's practical.
Okay.
No, great idea, seriously.
Don't need nothing.
Okay. So if you want to dress up in costume, you are more than welcome to. Please make your costume appropriate. So if you are going to a Halloween party that night, and it is a more adult-oriented Halloween party that you're going to that night, do not wear your adult-oriented Halloween costume to the Halloween trick-or-treat on the square. Did I say that well enough? So if you're going as a geisha girl, do not, yes.
At least I didn't get singled out this time.
Do not wear your skimpy geisha girl costume to the square.
It's a good thing I saved the receipt then.
Exactly. So, but again, you do not have to wear a costume, but it's kind of cool to wear a costume because all the kids are there and they get into it a little bit more. It's about a 2-hour long event. You do not have to be there for the full 2 hours. If you are, that is awesome. But what we'll need if we're going to do the game is we need at least 2 people to be running the game, and then we would need 2 to 3 people to be passing out candy while we're running the game. So the more people, the merrier, the less work it is. But if you can be there for 30 minutes, great. If you can be there for an hour, exactly. If you're there for an hour, even better. Yeah. And if you can be there for the full time, that's cool. But usually what happens, we will run our table until we run out of candy. And it's amazing with the number of kids that are down there, how quickly the candy goes through. I mean, because we're talking about several thousand kids. And once they get lined up and start going, then it seems like you dump one bag into your bowl or whatever, and 30 seconds later you're going, more candy, more candy. So it goes through incredibly fast.
Do you remember how many bags you guys used last year? Like a big bag?
I think we went through about 14 of the pretty good sized bags.
Just to get an idea, was that for the full 2 hours? Y'all ran out before?
I think we lasted an hour and 15 minutes with that much candy. And actually we had one where somebody ran to Dollar General and bought out like a stack of their dollar bags of candy so we could keep going a little bit longer. But as far as I'm concerned, when we run out of whatever we have, we're done. We could still want to play the game, but the kids are going to go, where's my treat? You want me to play this game? It's a cool game, but where's my candy? So generally when you run out of candy, you run out of friends.
Does
So-
it get any kind of like prizes if they get certain points or something?
Yeah,
Like,
so what we could do would be if they throw it and they get it in the dragon's mouth, then we'd give them a chocolate candy bar. I'm just saying. If they don't, if it lands somewhere close, then we give them like a Smarties or a bag of Skittles or something. So we could have different levels depending on how good they are. And then we'll also need to think about, because we'll have some that are going to be yay high, and then we're going to have some that are going to be your size. So where are we going to step it off for that? And then we'll need like an official judge, so that if it's somebody your size and they're not like taking a leap that to throw it in. Because they will. Yeah, exactly. They're trying to dunk it. So we'll get that. So that's what we're going to do on trick or treat. You mentioned, and I guess we still haven't taken a vote on this. So probably should take a vote on this.
Real quick,
Yes.
I'm going to pass this around before the time runs up. Can y'all put y'all's name and y'all's email address if y'all feel comfortable? So just in case something new comes out, then I can email y'all like a mass email.
Okay. We talked about doing, you alluded to it a couple minutes ago, a canned food drive. Or some kind of drive of some flavor. If that's something, if we do it, we usually do it to coincide with the end of the semester. So we would do it just in time between Thanksgiving and Christmas. If it's something that if we want to do this, then what we need is for you all to be thinking about what organizations would be organizations that we would like to support with this drive. in the past, we've done the fish ministries. We've done not canned help, that's Sulphur Springs. We've done the fish ministries, we've done women in need, and we've done one other that is escaping me right now, maybe Casa, maybe. But if you want to, what we need to come up with are, if we're going to do this, and if we're going to do this, what organizations do we want to support? And then the next step will be to contact those organizations and say, we want to do a drive of some flavor. What kind of things what would benefit you the most? So if we did women in need, does women in need hygiene products? Boy, that was, I don't want to sound sexist, but I mean, if you've got a bunch of, I'm going to say it, women, do they need shampoo and deodorant and feminine hygiene products, etc.? Do they have enough? That wasn't too bad, was it? Okay. So if we did that, and if we did something like that, would the guys be comfortable bringing in a bag of feminine hygiene products to donate to a drive?
Do you want us to select the organization first or go around and ask first?
Either way. I think it's something we need to, in the next week or so, we need to pick what organizations we want to benefit and just kind of, and see if the organization is open to us helping. Because a couple years with Fish Ministry, they have been desperate and they have loved the fact that we brought in a pickup truck full of canned good items.
That's awesome.
A couple years, they worked something out where some Super Saver, whomever, had a whole bunch of their Thanksgiving-related food that was becoming dated, and they dumped, the food that was about to spoil on Canned Help or Fish Ministries, and they had a pantry that was completely full, and we bring a pickup truck full of stuff to them, and they're like, thanks. Right now, we're not in desperate need. So I guess that's the other thing, is to ask whoever it is, and it can be, the only limitation is they need to be nonprofit. So we're not going to help an organization that is making money, because that doesn't seem like a good service kind of thing. So if they're nonprofit and they're here in Hunt County, so it doesn't have to be Greenville, it can be Hunt County, then they are fair game. We just need to ask some of them and say, would it be good, and tell them that we're looking at the second week in December that we would be distributing the goods. So it actually would be we probably would meet on the Thursday or Friday of the exam week. So we'd ask you to come in for like an hour on the Friday after exams are done, and then we would gather all the stuff and take it to them. You grimaced at that. Is that a bad thing?
I stress over exams. So
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yes,
I work full time, so my time off, I study all the time.
I can understand that. That's why you're here.
Yeah.
There's another really good organization, Boys and Girls Club, does Toys for Tots.
Perfect.
We didn't want to do fish because my brother is the program director at Boys and Girls Club, and he always needs help.
Okay.
So we'll see. Maybe that. I mean, fish is great. And one thing that our church always does is we used to bring like cans of food, but recently they said if you can just give us money, we can take that dollar and it can go for longer. Can go
Okay.
for farther. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
what
I
fish will
don't-
say. Maybe they just want.
I
canned
think we
food.
need to do something more tangible,
More
just so
tangible,
that if it's money, we don't run into a situation where someone says, I'm sure I gave you a 20,
Right. Yeah.
that kind of thing. I'm a little hesitant. Yes, ma'am.
This church down here on Sale Street, I don't know which church it is, but I know last year that they were giving out
Ours
full
good.
meals for Thanksgiving and Christmas, so
Yeah.
maybe if we could help donate to
Okay.
that or something.
Okay, we could
There's a
help
lot of
donate
people.
to the church for their meals. Again, if you want to check with Boys and Girls Club, it would be something if there's inexpensive items that will help. I mean, don't commit us to providing.
Yeah. Well, a lot of
because-
times it's just distribution. Could
Okay.
be, or just
Perfect.
Or even
Put
volunteer
an hour or
your time
two.
to do something like the
Yeah.
distribution part.
Yeah.
But if we find some information about when they
Okay.
do the distribution,
Yeah.
and then also, I guess the only other thing, the only hesitancy I have at all is that sometimes we volunteer for something and they get so many other volunteers, we show up and we're
Yeah.
doing this all morning, because there's nothing for us to do. So if we're going to volunteer, tell them to give us a specific chore, and if we don't show up, then they get somebody to fill in for us. But if we show up, there's something for us to do.
Okay.
That's the only,
Yeah.
because we've helped with the Drug-Free Greenville the last couple of years, and bless their heart, it's a great organization. But we show up to say, I'm ready to help put up your tents, ready to help do this, and we got 92 other people who are doing this, and going, great. We got up at 7:30 in the morning on a Saturday, and you have nothing for us to do? Awesome. Now, that gets me a little discouraged because, I mean, again, if we're going to help, I want to help with something rather than just showing up and smiling and saying, here we are. Although that's important. So those are all some great things. Check on distribution with Boys and Girls Club. Again, if you want to check around with, again, CASA or Women in Need, Fish Ministries, some of the churches in the area, whatever it may be. Just see what kind of things during the holiday season could we do. And again, keep in mind the demographics of who we are. That it can't be something we're going to promise them the moon because we can't pay for it. And even though I'm your advisor and I'm rich beyond all imagination, I'm not going to pay for it. Yes, ma'am.
This may or may not be far-stretched, and I don't know if it would actually work. But I work at Walmart, and I can talk to the store manager about setting up some kind of booth where people could donate in the store.
Okay, that would work. Or I know
it's possible, but
yeah, I know in Walmart they also do like the angel tree at Christmas. So if we wanted to maybe even check with, I think it's the Boys and Girls Club who does that as well, or Salvation Army.
Yeah.
Check with them and see if they would want to put an angel tree in our lobby. You know, where people could come in and see. Angel tree is where they have young boys and girls with needs, and you take an angel off the tree and then you supply whatever's on it. That's something. So be thinking Christmas time, holiday time, what kind of projects we can do. So in the next week or two, that's your assignment. And the same assignment that I've given you all for the last several weeks. Ask the people that are to the right and to the left of you in your classes. Ask them if they're members of Phi Theta Kappa. If they're not sure what that is or whatever about it, tell them about it and then bring them to our meetings. Because the more people we have, the more stuff we get done and the awesomer it becomes. Yes, ma'am.
Did you say we're distributing the second week in December?
Yes. Yeah, so it'll be during the finals week. So that'll be... So we got a pretty good plate for the remaining 2 months of the semester.
The Halloween
So-
thing is